I am partaking for Rooster Teeth Productions, where I will be an actor if I get the job. This interview is going to start off with a question about me telling you something about myself. Well, I'm from Austin. I've grown up there most of my life. I used to work for my father at a landscaping company and gained a love for the outdoors there, and really helped build me. And from that point, I was able to use my money and activity to fund acting, and I would join theater productions. I was part of the Nutcracker for several years running. I was part of individual plays, and I would go to the Renaissance Festival and I would improv act there. I've worked on film sets and videos before, and I currently work at the Renaissance Festival with my family. We have a small shop and we sell a cool handmade product. And then I also am work temporarily at here and there, kind of small odd jobs. Now, I applied for this job because I'm a huge fan. I've always been a huge fan. From the moment I found out about Rooster Teeth, I got really into everything you guys did. I love several of your different shows. They are my favorite shows. All of the different content you post on YouTube and Twitter, it's all hilarious, and it's kind of a dream job for me. If I was to have a dream job, it would be working for you guys. And I've actually worked with you in the past. I was an extra in one of your big movies, and I got to be a stand-in as well for one of the main actors. My last job in acting, you could consider, was something that I'm still currently involved in, which is a production company known as Enfant Films, and we film short videos and comedy sketches, as well as full feature-length videos, and all of which are available on YouTube. And they are a large part of why I love acting, and they kind of gave me my first big break. So I'm not leaving them, but I feel like if I'm going to make it as a professional actor, I need to branch out and work with more production companies. And as far as challenging yourself, I think everybody should challenge themselves when it comes to whatever they do, and make sure you push and always do better. Don't get complacent. So that's very especially important for acting with me. I feel like that unless you have a specific role you're currently playing, you should always be looking for the next big thing that might be out of your comfort zone, but it's definitely something you'd aspire to do. As far as my education goes, I am a college student currently, senior. I'll be graduating in the spring of 2019, and I currently attend Concordia University in Austin, Texas. The degree I'm focusing on is a multidisciplinary degree for environmental science, physical science, and communications. And none of that involves acting except for a little bit of communications, but I wanted to get a degree that was a little bit more well-rounded, something that didn't focus on acting, because that was something that I wanted to pursue on my own as a personal journey and gain all my experience through it that way. And I wanted to make sure that if something didn't work out, or I didn't make it as an actor, or whatever the case may be, that I always had something else to fall back on and have my life worked out, just in case that it doesn't go the way that I want. Now, my working experience has been pretty advanced when it comes to having a broad spectrum of work experience, but when it comes to acting, I think two things really shine, one of which is Enfant Films, and with them I've done dozens of short films and then 2 feature-length films, and they've really provided me an exceptional amount of in front of the camera experience. I've gotten to also do some production work with them, some writing experience. I've gotten to see what it's like to both direct, write, act, and produce and edit with them. they've been very gracious and had a lot of fun working with them in the past, and I hope I continue to still do so. The other one that shines pretty bright is the Sherwood Forest Festival, an annual Renaissance fair that lasts 8 weeks in the spring. They've recently decided to add me to their main cast and give me starring roles. It's been a lot of fun so far. It involves a heavy amount of improvisational acting as you wander the forest talking to different patrons all day long and your character. And this last year I got to play the Prince of Wales. It was a very exciting role that involved fighting my evil brother and taking over the throne. And it was something that was very important for me as far as experience goes, because it gave me that chance to play a center role on a stage in front of many people instead of just being behind a counter or playing smaller parts in the Nutcracker or little handwritten plays here and there. So all in all, I think it was a very valuable experience. Now, I think I'm a very good actor. I may not be the best, but I think I'm pretty good. So I think you guys should hire me because I can do very particular parts that I haven't seen a whole lot of in your work. There are a lot of things you do very well, and I think that you could do some other things very well if you had someone like me on your team to tackle those niche opportunities. I have a lot of strengths. I think that I'm a very hardworking person. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, if I am being honest. And I think comedy is probably the best that I have to offer when it comes to acting skills. I think I'm a pretty funny person. A lot of other people think I'm a funny person, which is, I suppose, a little bit more important than me thinking I'm funny. And when it comes to comedy, I can do more than just one kind. I can do physical comedy, I can do voice comedy, where I play multiple different character types. I'm very versatile, I would say, is another good strength of mine, that I'm a very versatile actor. And of course, I know improv. That's been something that was hammered in through the Renaissance Festival that I think I've taken on quite well. But I, of course, do have weaknesses as well. I'm pretty critical of myself, sometimes overly critical, and it'll have a habit to hinder me in long thinking processes, but it's something that I've worked on to just stay confident, stay cool, and not overthink things. I can be distractible. Certain times I tend to be that kind of person that's always looking for the next big thing, and ooh, what's this going on now, and what's that over there, but I've learned to focus through the years, and I know that I can focus when I need to and where I need to. My 5-year goal horizon is to gain experience, and I think if I was to work with Rooster Teeth Productions, that I would gain incredible experience working with you, and if I were to stay on, I think that would be something that I could eventually work towards being one of your main team of actors you've put in the full feature-length films, something that has a starring role in a TV show that carries on for many seasons. That is my big goal for myself, is to star in a main role in a television production or a web series where I'm a main character and it goes on for many seasons and has a great run. I think that's one of my biggest goals. Or to get into working with ads. I think working in commercials and advertisement would be something that I would be very, very good at. Now, I like to think of myself as the kind of person that achieves a lot in life, but to narrow it down to just a couple achievements, as far as not acting goes, I once went from a salesman to a manager of a custom knife and sword forge that had been on television multiple times for having exquisite swords and knives. And I got to run their company for about 2 years, and I think I did pretty good there. I've also considered the starring roles at the Renaissance Festival to be an achievement. I went from working a shop there to being a small part-time 1 year, and the next year getting put right onto the main stage. I also fancy myself as a cosplayer, and I got to get in the newspaper for cosplaying as Thor when the Avengers came out. And not only just the newspaper, but also when a local concert came to town, my friends and I, while dressed up, got pulled on stage by the band and asked to stay on for the remainder of the show to dance and help make the night a little bit more interesting. Now, a good boss, I consider, is someone who's able to bring out the best in me. So for this, it would be either a producer or director. And I think that I've worked with both good and bad. And you can really tell the difference when a director gets to know you and knows how to bring out your best qualities. So that's something, as well as with fellow actors, I think if you have someone who only focuses on themselves or gets too narrow-minded on something that they can't really see the big picture, then they can't help you do your best. So as long as they can do that, I think that makes a great boss. And as far as my motivation goes, I think I've always wanted to entertain people. I love being that person that tells the jokes and makes the party a little bit more interesting. But I also like helping people. So I think acting is a good way to do that, especially for a company that I know can do so much good. As far as money goes, I know that's just going to be up to you guys, and I'm comfortable with whatever ends up happening. I can start immediately. There's no reason I can't start right now. Maybe I'm already acting. As far as any questions for you, I think I don't have any except for what are your next big projects or moves as a company? What's your next 5-year goal? Because I would love to be a part of that. And I think Concordia really prepared me for this interview with the communication classes that I took. I had a professor who had a great interest in me and thought that I was worthy of having an interview with the school, getting in their magazine, and overall he helped push me in a lot of ways to do great things. And yeah, if that's all right with you, I think that's it. Thank you.